Hi, welcome to our open mic segment with our friend Juan Williams, who, of course, has been covering the transition. And confirmation hearings have begun for a whole slew of nominees to President-elect Obama's cabinet. Have you noticed any themes or recurrent questions?
Well, it seems to me the big recurrence is money. It's all about money and the money these folks have. And, of course, you notice how rich people are. Obviously, Tim Geithner, the nominee to be Treasury Secretary, is having troubles with his taxes or non-payment of back taxes until recently, just before he was offered the job. And that's a big problem if you're going to be Treasury Secretary. But guess what? It looks like he's going to skate by in this cold weather. Republicans seem to have no appetite to go after him, even though, if you've been reading the papers, you know, both editorial boards at the Wall Street Journal to the New York Times, left and right, have been saying, you know, it's kind of odd that you would have a Treasury Secretary, a man who has supposed extreme financial expertise, who hasn't been paying his taxes. But even if you go to Eric Holder, the nominee to be the Attorney General, there are questions there about the amount of money he was being paid and for what purposes when he was in private practice. And he just made, even though he was out campaigning for Barack Obama, more than $2 million last year. So a lot of eyebrows got raised. Then you have a delay in confirmation hearing for Tom Daschle as a health guru, because, again, where are his statements about financial issues and possible financial complications with his wife, who's been a lobbyist in town?
And, of course, Senator Clinton is presumably going to have to face a lot of questions about her husband's...
Her husband's financial entanglements, but that's to his nonprofit, and whether or not that would be an incentive for people who wanted to gain some favor with the Secretary of State by making a quick contribution to her husband.
Well, let's ask folks who are looking at this to weigh in, if they could, on the question about Tim Geithner. If you believe that somebody who's been negligent about his or her individual taxes should be appointed Secretary of the Treasury and have to oversee the Internal Revenue Service. So, Juan, thanks very much for being with us. Talk to you next week.
It's a deal, Scott.
We'll have a new president.
We will. By the way, Scott, if we were having confirmation hearings for you, and I
Yeah.
started asking you about your tax problems, what would you have to say, Mr. Simon?
I'd have to say, I think for the good of the country, I'm withdrawing. I don't want to know. I'd have to say I don't want my personal circumstances to distract from the overall need of the country to get on with the important business before it, and therefore, in the interests of the country, and to spend more time with my family.
Wait a minute. Could you speaking of your family?
Yes. Could you hold on?
Where is your? How come your family's not here, seated behind you at these confirmation
They're
hearings?
right here.
Oh,
and so that I can spend more time with my family.
They sent a picture.
I'm going to withdraw. They sent a picture over.
Well, that was kind of
They
them.
faxed it over, knowing we'd be appearing together.
By the way, someone asked one of the nominees, can he beat Barack Obama at basketball? What about you, Scott Simon? You have a picture of yourself with Michael Jordan.
Could I beat Barack Obama at basketball?
Yeah.
No, but I'd make him pay for his victory.
Do you think Scott Simon could put a game on Barack Obama? You tell us. Let's hear from you.
Defense. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chicago Bulls.
Thanks very much. Thank you, Juan.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being with us.